Hey there everybody, I'm Laura and I'm a fourth year medical student and I'm 42 and this is my first cash stuffing. Now as you can see, it's a little bit different. You don't see any binders, but you do see binder clips. This is because I just have to be different, I guess. That's how I've been my whole life, but I love boxes and I actually collect boxes. And I thought, wouldn't it be fun if it could be kind of like opening a treasure box and I'm collecting my treasure to make it fun for myself. And I really feel like the more that I watch cash stuffers on YouTube, it really seems like part of the way that this process works for people is that it makes saving money fun, and it can replace some of that, I don't know, dopamine hit that you get from shopping or gambling or whatever people do with their money that can feel less productive and potentially wasteful of their money. You can kind of use this to fill in some of that gap, but end up doing something good with your money. So before I started med school, and before I even got on that path, I actually had a different career and I made good money, and I was actually very good with my money. And I was able to semi-early retire and travel around the world and have amazing experiences and try to figure out what my next career was going to be, what I wanted to do with my time now that I was financially free to make that choice. And I ended up getting hit by a car and got a brain injury, and that made it very difficult to work, and I went through a long healing process, It did change some of my brain chemistry, and I do admit that now I don't have as much self-control. It's much more difficult for me to focus, and you know, I have a little bit different of a personality than I did back when I was very good with my money and very good at handling it. But of course, that can change. I can gain that back again. So as I begin the fourth year of medical school, which is actually the most expensive year because you have to travel a lot to audition, and you have interviews, and you have to save so that you can move for residency and all this crazy stuff. And on top of it, I now have over $300,000 in student loans, which I did not have any debt going into medical school. I need to learn how to manage my money again. I need to get better about it. So that's why I'm doing this. I think that it's going to be fun. It's going to help me get, into a better place with my money. And I need to basically make sure that I'm saving for all of these big things that are happening this year. So without further ado, we can start. Now, I'm still missing some things to finish putting together my whole process, but I need to start, and it's already halfway through June, so we're just gonna do our best here without all of the things that I wanted to have set up, because the most important part of this is for me to get back in these good habits and know what's going on with my money. So let's first set up, I actually have 2 boxes, and I am gonna be using prop money for my sinking funds, and then real money for my wallet funds, and then my bills are going to be handled electronically. The main bills, that a lot of people do that. So anyway, what we'll do is set up this first binder. It's not binder, this first box. This is going to be my sinking funds box, and then the second box is my savings box. And the savings box is pretty set up, but this one is not for sinking funds. So we're just gonna put a temporary label on each one for what those funds are. So the way that I made this is I took some balsa wood and just cut it into pieces, sanded them down, and then I put envelope behind it like that. And then I'm gonna have the name of the sinking fund and something that kind of is a way for us to track money that's basically like a little charm for how much money should be put into it, etc. So let me get my little spreadsheet out so I can see what all of my categories are. Okay, so some of these are kind of weirdly worded. I am really into words, as you will come to learn, and I think correct word usage is important. This first category, oy vey. Okay, this first category is called epithelium. So, so epithelium is basically your hair, skin, and nails. It's what people would call beauty. So anything that, why isn't this sticking? Oh no. Okay. I don't know if this is gonna stick. It's not gonna stick. What about back here? Let's stick back here. Okay, so we'll keep it on the back. So basically, epithelium is the first layer of your skin, and it's your hair, your skin, your nails, it's all made of epithelium. And so to me, I don't like the word beauty because I don't like the idea that all these things that you do to take care of this part of your body has to do with beauty. I know that nobody's trying to be like be that way, but I just don't like that word. It's my own problem. So I like to call this epithelium. So anything having to do with hair, skin, nails, and taking care of it, that's what this is going to be about. Okay, the next category is going to be wardrobe. Okay, and do green. And then this one, it's going to be wellness. And that's going to be kind of a health category. This one, we'll do gifts. And then travel. Luxury. Transport. Electronics. And we gotta use this one. This one is for my yearly Mint Mobile, which is actually coming in September, so it's gonna have to be more. I think that there's gonna be, I think my overflow like wants is gonna be here. I'm gonna actually keep some wants in my wallet for now, but I'm hoping that I'm able to build it up over time and not carry it around. yeah, so not all of these are going to get filled right away, especially because these next 3 months I'm going to be traveling and I shouldn't be spending that much. I should be studying and performing really well on my rotations so that these programs will want to interview me. So we'll see. But okay, so now that that's set up, let's start with filling them. Okay, so I'm gonna show in the future, in the very near future, my budgeting like spreadsheet and system and how I'm thinking through it. It's still kind of early, I think, to show that. I want it to be more, tight before I show it. So probably for July, I'll show where I'm at with it. But here's what we're gonna stuff. Okay, so first we'll stuff the real money into my wallet, and this will be just for a whole month because it just works out better for me that way, because I maybe do quite a bit of grocery shopping one week and hardly any the next week, etc. So I kind of budget these things in the sense of a month, and anything that's left over afterwards I'm probably going to put in my wants, because I'm not going to be budgeting wants for a while. So I want to incentivize myself to save money, especially in a category like groceries if I can. So there's the 5s. Man, you guys make this look so easy. 10 and the 20s. All right, so experiences gets 75 this month. 60, 75. Okay, groceries will get 100. And this is really for the next 2 weeks, so I don't usually give myself $100 for an entire month. I think my budget on this will probably be $300, but I am trying to eat from my freezer and the food that I have in the house before I leave, so that's why it's only $100. Okay, sanctuary, what are we giving us? We're giving us 25 for the next 2 weeks. Gonna have to stock up on some tampons and stuff like that to take on the road for a couple of months. And then next, edification, I'm only giving myself 15 for the next 2 weeks. Probably gonna pay for some of the things I'm trying to do with this cash stuffing thing. Okay, wants, I'm giving myself 100. And some of the cash stuffing stuff will probably come out of here too. And then 5 for a buffer. Okay, and I'll probably put that in the back of my wallet. Okay, so that was the monthly wallet, and now we're gonna do the sinking funds. Okay, so let's see how much this is. So we've got 100. Let's keep track of this. I don't trust my brain. 360 plus. 60 plus. Good Lord. 23 plus 23. 399. Does that seem right? I guess we'll find out. All right, beautiful. Look at this lovely mess. Okay, so for epithelium, you guys are gonna love this. I'm getting 34, 20, 10, and I'm gonna give myself 2 2s. Okay, wardrobe, we get nothing. Wellness gets nothing. Gifts gets 5. Gifts gets 5. And travel gets nothing. Luxury gets nothing. Transport gets 5. Okay. Electronics gets $1. Gets $1. It's getting $1 for a couple of weeks, then it's gonna get more serious. Okay. And then Mint Mobile is getting 15 a week until, oh look. Okay, so 15. So I'm gonna give myself 10 and, because I was originally gonna give myself 11. So I'm actually gonna give myself, okay, hopefully this will work out, and it's just this lone one that wasn't supposed to be here anymore. We'll find out. Okay, wants. This isn't right. That's not where it's supposed to be. Electronics. There's Mint. Okay, what a hot mess. Okay, so that's all done there. Now we got to move this operation. I'm gonna figure this out eventually. Move this out of the way. You guys are like, get it together, Laura, get it together. Okay, so something that's going to be different about this particular box is that I want to have a little dashboard for my goals. And this is kind of like a mock-up of it. But I basically have 3 savings goals that I'm trying to do right now for the year. The first one is save like between $7,000 and $10,000 for moving for residency, because I'm gonna have to move somewhere. I don't have a lot of control over where that's gonna be, and it could be very expensive to move, first, last deposit, moving your crap, etc. I want to get an emergency unexpected fund to 1,000, and then every month I want to save an unknown amount, and basically on the day, on what's called match day, on match day, which is the day that we open an envelope and we find out where we're going as a big surprise for residency, I want to also open my savings account, my mystery savings account, and find out how much I saved all year to go on like an epic trip. Because I haven't taken any vacation all 3 years, and unlikely much of this year either. And I want to do something really epic. And so, but I want it to be a surprise. So I'm going to be doing savings challenges and not counting the money and putting it in a savings account that I don't see. And yeah, so you'll see more of the details later, but basically that will go here, and we'll be able to see as we go, like the progress. Okay, so now this big mess of money. Okay, so I am going to be doing the 100 envelope savings challenge for the big $10,000 moving savings account savings that I want to do, except, you know, that only makes $5,005, and so I was thinking, well, maybe I'll just do it twice. But then I was kind of, you know me, I have to be different, And I was getting excited about this book that I was going to read this year, all about the periodic table of elements. So if you know anything about chemistry, if you took chemistry at all, you probably recognize that phrase, the periodic table of elements. So I'm actually going to reference 2 different books for this, but there's actually 118 elements now that we have discovered. And I thought, I wonder how much money 118 envelopes would be. And it's a little bit over $7,000, which is actually that's about how much people save for their Roth IRA. So this would be really good if you wanted to do a Roth IRA savings challenge, because it'd be the perfect amount. But yeah, so instead of 100 envelopes, I'm doing 118. And every time I fill one or a couple, I'll share a little tidbit about one of the elements with you. Like you're gonna care, but that's how I want to learn through the year, and I think it's fun and nerdy, so that's what I'm gonna do. So today we're gonna do 100. In fact, let's just get rid of this ugly. I think this is ugly, personally. The periodic table is much more beautiful. So we're gonna do 100 and 90, which, how am I doing that? Okay, I'm gonna do a 50 and 2 20s. And then I'll tell you about the element that we're going to talk about. Very nice. So yeah, so this thing came with 100, and then I just added some envelopes to go all the way to 118. Okay. So what element were we gonna do? Talk about, 90, so thorium. So thorium, atomic number 90. Oh, right. Okay, so this was discovered in 1815, and thorium was used to create, I don't know if any of y'all are old enough to have been camping with these old-timey gas lanterns, but the mantle part was made, they eventually used thorium for that. Apparently it has really good potential for nuclear power and is actually like cleaner, can last longer, all that kind of stuff, but for some reason they haven't taken it up yet. That's what this whole thing is talking about. So that's thorium, element 90. And for the marking, I thought we would do some stickers. So 90 thorium and 100 is fermium. They didn't have much interesting to say about fermium. They just talked about, like, I guess this element was named after someone who was famous, and that's who they talked about instead of the element itself. So maybe it's too technical for us to understand. Okay, so yeah, so that's my nerdy 118 envelope challenge. All right, next we're gonna do monthly challenge. So I got these from I think Wild House Prints, and we're gonna do 75, and that's gonna be, we're gonna do 2 20s, 2 10s, and 3 5s. And let's see, we need some watermelon color here. I love watermelons so much. I get those little watermelons from Costco, and I cut them in half, and I put them, well, I put them in the refrigerator until they're really, really cold, and then I cut them in half and I eat them like, I don't know, like a big bowl of ice cream or something. And it's basically melon season now. So I have this allergy to systemic nickel, which means I have to be careful about what I eat and drink, that it doesn't have too much nickel in it. And melon is one of the things that, one of the like sweet things that I can eat, like a plant that I can eat that doesn't have a lot of nickel in it. So I don't fear anything when I'm eating melon. A lot of citrus is pretty safe for me. Oh shoot. Not you. Okay, so 20 and 15 is 35, 40, 65, 75. Beautiful. I have so been looking forward to coloring this. Okay, so that's 75. Then I'm going to have block drop, but that hasn't arrived yet. So that's in there. I'm gonna do a roll and save for next week. Okay. 2, okay. Or should I do, yeah, I should just do 2. Okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Like, I'm obviously struggling enough as it is. Okay, and then from Breathe and Budget, I got these beautiful, like, sparkly $1, $5, $10, and $20 savings thingies, but I didn't like the see-through quality of it, so I put some white behind it so I could actually see it a little bit better. So for this, we're gonna do 4 5s and 8 1s. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. All right. And then I have 6 minis basically, and I'm going to do these in a separate video. This video is hella long as it is, so I'm going to do this in a separate video with this money, and next video will be next week, and I will be less insane and all over the place. Things will be a little bit more, you know, organized. But yeah, if you like what you saw, you're interested in what I'm doing, you just want to like see if I hang around and I can actually save all this crazy money and make it through all my auditions, please stick around. Please subscribe. Shoot your comments about, you know, anything, any questions you have about me. I didn't know how much people would want to know. Go ahead and ask them away. Yeah, I look forward to getting to know y'all, and thank you to everybody who's out there that's been posting, because you really inspired me, and I have so much fun watching your videos. I fall asleep to them. Like, they're just so comforting. You guys are great, and I really appreciate all of you. So see you next video. Bye.